All right, it's a 0.25 mile, quarter mile side trail, Blue Blaze, up to this parking lot here at Humpback Rocks. And I didn't count on it being quite that far, so it was tough carrying the cooler down there, but I'm getting ready to carry this water down there. I already met a couple through hikers, so heading back. Okay, I parked at the Humpback Gap parking lot, as you saw, and brought that trail magic down to the trail. I met Cogsworth and Bonesaw. Bonesaw's still up there, so I'll film the trail magic when I come back this way. So they were partaking of the trail magic, and Bonesaw's gonna eat lunch there. Cogsworth has gone on ahead. So what I'm doing is I'm hiking north on the trail to where we hiked, the furthest south that we hiked on the trip we did to the Paul C. Wolf shelter. And I'm going to get those miles in on the trail. It's actually only about 1.2 from that point, according to gut hooks. And then I'm going to hike back to where I left the trail magic at the intersection back there. And then I'm going to hike to Reed's Gap. And at some point along the way, I'm going to find a place to camp. But it's about 3 o'clock. It's been about an hour talking with those guys and setting up the trail magic. I had to carry it down a 0.25 mile trail, and that was unexpected. I was hoping it was only about a 0.1 mile. That's what I remembered it as being. And it didn't say in any of my well, it did say in AWOL's guide, so I forgot to bring that, but it said it was 0.2 in AWOL's guide, so I should have known. But anyway, it was a lot more downhill than I remembered. So I'll talk to you guys in a minute. Glass Hollow Overlook, and I think we'll hit that on the way back. Never been there, want to check it out. Not sure how far it is. I'll have to look back on my on the gut hooks. But let's try to get to the end first. It's about 3:07. I think we're getting close to the Albright Loop sign, because this area is very similar to the area, very ferny, flat, where I remember seeing the sign. So let's see if we see it. Not yet, we'll keep walking. Here it is, right here. No, this isn't the exact sign. We'll keep walking. I don't think we're far from it though. Alright, it's 3:15 and here we are. So AT goes down there to the Paul C. Wolf shelter, and we're gonna go back to Humpback Rocks. So the parking is 1.4 miles and that loop is 1.4 miles, and that's how far we just walked. So let's head back. The loop goes in that direction too and goes back to the parking lot. But let's head back up. Alright, we're back at Glass Hollow Overlook, so let's head down there and see what there is to see. Gut hooks says this is a 0.1 side trail, so I can deal with 0.1. We should be there in a second. Pretty cool views. Wow, that wind feels good. It's not humid today, not too hot. I think it was about 82 when I got here. This is a great camping area. This would be a great place to set up camp. They got a nice fire ring. So this is the Glass Hollow Overlook. Whew, beautiful. Here we go. This is probably the cliff you can walk out on. Woohoo! So that's Humpback Rocks right there. So we'll be up there in a little while. Then we got to get over Humpback Mountain over to Reed's Gap, which is on the other side there. Oh man, it's just gorgeous. Just gorgeous. Okay, so here's the trail magic. Bonesaw is gone, so he must have passed me at the Glass Hollow Overlook. But I just passed Bourne. Oh man, and now I can't forget her. I can't remember her name because she was from Fairfax, lives in Richmond, through hiking the AT and went to Virginia Tech. So go Hokies. I'll think of her name in a minute. Trails kind of rocky kiwi. All right, so that was Smart Cookie, and Pixie told me that, and she was with Goat Bar. They were super nice. Enjoyed talking with them and a fella who had no trail name. So I'm seeing a ton of through hikers. I guess there's a bubble here. They were all at the brewery Devil's Backbone last night. So they all hiked from Reed's Gap, which is where I'm headed to right now. They're all headed to Waynesboro tonight. Keep thinking as I'm hiking about how much time I spent on the trail growing up, and we even had a cabin in the mountains. Spent a lot of time up there, and I really just didn't appreciate all this. Not until I was older and an adult did I really appreciate all of this. So it's great to see younger people, most of them right out of college, appreciating this and hiking these trails and through hiking the AT. And I just passed Bayou. He's from Louisiana, obviously. I'm hiking up to the Humpback Rocks Overlook. We're gonna check that out. I'm covering parts of the trail that I've already hiked, probably 3+ miles, 3.5 miles of trail that I've already hiked, but I figure instead of moving the car and hiking back and forth to hit the parts I haven't hiked, I'm just gonna hike this 3 miles. It shouldn't take more than an hour. Unfortunately, it's the uphill part today. So we keep going up. We gotta go up 1,500 feet to the top. Talk to you later. All right, I just met Travis, who's day hiking. He's the weather guy in Charlottesville for the CBS affiliate. So he knows of my friend Zach, who's the weather guy for the Richmond CBS affiliate. So that's pretty neat. All right, talk to you later. All right, I passed Merry, Pippin, like from The Hobbit or from Lord of the Rings, and Yogi. All 3 women through hiking, 2 other day hikers. But Pippin said I'm pretty close to the top, so hopefully we'll get the view soon. We have a short side trail up. It's about 4:25. And today, by the way, is Wednesday, June 28th. Turn the camera off, and there's a little stealth site. So that may be the one on gut hooks, and that may be the one I hit tonight. It just depends on how quickly I can get this done. I'd be a lot further if I didn't stop and talk to all the hikers, but you know what? That's why I'm out here, mainly to get to talk to through hikers and talk about the hike and their hike and the trail. So it's no big deal. Oops, here's some more up. Alright, I guess I don't need water now, but there's a nice piped spring right there, which they say to treat because they don't know what could be in it as far as deer poop or whatever. Onward and upward. I don't know if you can see that. There's a deer. It was close to the trail, but I started moving away from the trail when I came by, obviously. Well, we're still moving up to the top. Not exactly sure how much further, but it's 4:45. We're gonna keep on trucking. I think I'm almost to the top. Yeah, there's the sign up there. So I just saw, I haven't seen any through hikers lately, and I just saw a day hiker in it. Got to thinking that those pastries ought to be put inside the cooler if there's any left, so I asked him to do it. He said he would. super nice guy. So those will be safe from any animals tonight. They'll be in the cooler. And we're gonna go check out the view really quickly since I've already seen it. And then we're gonna head south on the AT. So we got a 0.25 mile. So we got a half-mile detour here to go see the view. Then we gotta come back the 0.25 and we will hit the trail again because we still got 7 miles to do. It's almost 5 o'clock, 4:56. So catch up with you at Humpback Rocks. I remember all this before, but there's some ropes up now. Looks like this is the way to go. Big pile of rock. And we'll head up here and then head the 0.25 back to the trail. It didn't take long to get down here, but it's going to be uphill back to the trail, which sucks. But this view should be pretty good. All right, just headed back down and we're gonna walk uphill to the AT. It's 5:36 and I just spent way too long talking with folks, but you know what, that's what this is all about. Even if I have to hike in the dark, it's just like Greeter says on his YouTube channel, you meet the nicest people on the Appalachian Trail, and that is so true. Just meet the nicest folks here and just have a great time talking with a few people. So I will pay for that now with having to hike probably right up until dark, but I probably need to get to Reed's Gap before I stop for the day. I need to get to Reed's Gap, and I probably need to backtrack as far as I can because I guess I'm looking at a 14-mile day today with the out and back that I did, and then 11 miles tomorrow from Reed's Gap. So the shorter I can make it tomorrow, the better. So the parking lot's back around that way. The AT is up here. I guess the trail to the parking lot must wrap all the way around. All right, so we got to hike back uphill for 0.25. I'll talk to you in a bit. The piece is interrupted by a loud helicopter. I think I'm on top of Humpback or close to it. And look at this wall, it's so cool. I think a lot of times these were to keep livestock in. They would drive them in these high mountain areas to fatten them up on chestnuts before taking them to market. So they could be boundary lines, or they also could be fences built to keep livestock in some of these high areas. This one does go right along the ridge here, so it could easily be just a boundary line fence. But anyway, I think this must be the top of Humpback Mountain, and Guthook says there's a campsite up here. This could be a potential site for me if I can make it back up here from Reed's Gap. It should be pretty much all downhill now for me from here. I don't see the campsite, but maybe it's back in there. Look at that. They use the natural stone in the fence. I'm going to trip here, so put the camera away and get hiking. I guess I'm going to pass through the fence right here. I'll take you with me till we pass through the fence. There must be a campsite up here. Passing through on the other side of the fence. Alright, bye for now. I guess this is the campsite area, which looks okay. Doesn't look like it's been used in a long time. Unless there's another one. This is where it is on gut hooks. So this must be the official top of Humpback Mountain. I had to go up a little more, and it wasn't an easy up. So now it should be mostly downhill. There are a few uphills, but hopefully it won't take me very long. It's 6:08 right now, so making good time. I did stop and check some emails for work real quick, which puts you right back in the matrix and takes your head right out of, it took me a few hours just to get my head settled into being in nature and not being in the office or being at work or being at home, and now I'm having to readjust. But I'm heading downhill now, and hopefully we'll be able to get to Reed's Gap in only a couple hours. All right, see you in a bit. Okay, you can see over here, this is an ideal spot. There is a sign just over here. Maybe they just don't want you in this one area. Just that one area, maybe. Hopefully, because this looks like the perfect place for me to try to make it back to. And the bonus is there's some pretty cool views over here. Just down the trail. It's like a quail or a dove I just scared away. Oh wow, so cool. And that's Wintergreen. Those have got to be condos at Wintergreen. And yeah, we're still on the trail. Wintergreen's a ski resort. It's near Reed's Gap. The road from Reed's Gap leads to it, and then to Devil's Backbone Brewery below it. And I'd say the Reed's Gap is probably down there. Wow. So cool. Okay, so Three Ridges Overlook 5.5, Reed's Gap 6.1. It's 6:40. Humpback Rocks picnic area. So which way does the AT go? Alright, time to pull out gut hooks. Mine, just as I turned off the camera, there's the place. So I've got 6.1 miles to go. That's going to be another 2 hours. It's going to put me there closer to 9. So I need to keep moving fast. The sun is out. It's just, I guess because of the tree canopy, it's getting darker here. It's a lot of long shadows, but the sun is still fairly high. It stays light till about 8:30, so I could possibly get to Reed's Gap and backtrack a short distance to a campsite. Set up and go to bed around 9. So that's the plan. Let's hope we find some good campsites. Alright, time to do some walking. Okay, I was hoping to fill up both water bottles and maybe even drink a liter. It's Laurel Spring, and unless there's another spring, I don't think I'm going to be doing that here. There is no water, very little, sitting down on the ground. So let's hope I can find another source, because I'm not sure there is another one between here and Reed's Gap. If not, then I plan my water very poorly. Alright, talk to you in a minute. Okay, a little further on, I do have some flowing water. Not really excited about it, but I'll maybe scoop some out over there. I guess I'm gonna filter it with the Sawyer. Okay, so I guess pumping would have been fine, or filtering would have been fine, but the sign kind of scared me a little bit, so I'm doing the Aqua Mira. By the time I filled both bottles, it's almost been 5 minutes. So I had to mix the two parts together and then wait 5 minutes. That gives me 1 liter of water. I'm going to wait the second 5 minutes, treat both bottles here instead of doing one at camp. I could do one at camp, but I think I'm going to treat them both here. So it's time to treat one. I'm going to do that now and then get back on the move. So I've only wasted so far about 6 or 7 minutes, and hopefully by the end only about 10 minutes. Treated the water. I'm gonna wait the 30 minutes. It's kind of cold. I see condominiums through the trees for Wintergreen, so this path must go up to the condos, and I think what they do is send the Appalachian Trail across the Blue Ridge Parkway over on the other side from Wintergreen, so it doesn't pass by Wintergreen. It probably used to pass right behind there, but I think we're getting to we get to go see some cliffs, and I'd really like to get to those before the sun goes down, or maybe they'd be nice to see as the sun is setting, but we're not far from them, so we should be there soon. You can hear the parkway right down below us, so I'll see you at the parkway. Another path probably coming down from the condos. So here we are across the Blue Ridge Parkway, and we got to do this another time before we reach the gap. All right. Back we go into the woods.
Yeah, that will be nice.
That'll be coming. Now it's just not legal.
Right.
Yeah. All right. Move it out, soldier.
We were talking to, I was talking to, but a couple dogs. But that's Cedar Cliffs. Cedar Cliffs. And so now we head on. I'm not sure the exact mileage to Reed's Gap. I need to check it again. But I expect it's another hour. It's currently 7:30. Sorry for the shaking camera. And I just stopped my stopwatch. Whoops. So I've got another 8 minutes on the water, which I don't need right now. There's some bits of debris floating in the bottom of it, so I certainly did not do a very good scooping job. But hopefully I treated it properly. I haven't used the Aqua Mira before, and I put 7 drops in the cap, but I didn't know that there was a special cap that came off the top of another one of the caps, the white cap. The top comes off and it's got a flat bottom for mixing, so I hope I mixed it all up correctly. It was being mixed in, unfortunately I mixed it in the blue cap, I guess. Hopefully it will be fine. I guess I could always throw the filter on it and drink it through the filter too. Maybe I'll do that since I have the Sawyer here. And then I can put more water in it later and put the Aqua Mira in just to clean the bottles out and do it properly. But certainly don't want to get sick, don't want to get giardia. So I'll talk to you guys in a little while. Just past Redfish, and I think it's Catherine. She doesn't have a trail name. They're through hiking. They said that there's a few campsites between here and Reed's Gap, so that's good. Hopefully it will not be much further to Reed's Gap. We got to cross over the Blue Ridge Parkway again, and then we will get to Reed's Gap. If I can find a campsite close, I think I'm just going to do it. They were camping up at Laurel Springs where I got the water. I think there were some campsites around, but I'm pretty sure at the spring there was nothing. Anyway, see you in a minute. All right, it's getting darker. The sun's still there, but it's about to dip behind that mountain. It's 8:20, and I've got 2 miles to go. So that's pretty much right according to what I was estimating. 20 minute miles, 3 miles per hour. Of course, I stopped for probably close to 15 minutes to deal with that water, and I just passed a great water source. So I guess it turns out I probably could have waited and used the Sawyer, but it's no big deal. I think I'm gonna have to get up and leave camp about 5 a.m. tomorrow to do this hike back in time for something I have scheduled, unfortunately. But I think it should be no problem heading back. Feet are a little sore. My right foot, I broke a couple toes on it a few weeks ago doing a trail run and jumping a rock, trying to hop over it. But anyway, I thought those were healed up, but one of them is kind of bothering me. Not bad, but just a little bit. And then I'm getting a hot spot on the pad of my left foot right in front, so right in the middle. So I don't know what that's all about. I haven't had those kind of problems trail running or anything in these shoes, but it's been just super rocky, except for the very first part of the trail I walked today, down to the Albright Trail from Humpback going north. It's been rocky like crazy. So that being said, I'll check back in when we get to the crossing of the Blue Ridge Parkway up here, and we got to cross it once, and then a very short period of time we'll cross where Reed's Gap is. There's a little road. I want to touch the AT on the other side and then head back. There is a campsite, should be not much farther up. There's also a water source not much farther up here. So that is where I'm planning to camp. I hope it is not occupied, because I passed those two through hikers a moment ago, and I didn't expect I would see any more. They must have skipped. I didn't have a chance to talk to them long, and both of us, I think, wanted to get to our campsites, but they must have skipped the brewery. Everybody else seems to have gone to stay at the brewery at Devil's Backbone. All right, check in with you in a little bit. Just passed two very nice section hikers. They started at Route 60. One of them is going to be heading up to Harper's Ferry. That is a long section. That's awesome. Anyway, I just passed the campsite. I've got about 1.2 miles to go to Reed's Gap. Then I'm going to come back and I'm going to camp there. There's a water source right up here, but I like that other water source better, and I don't need water right now. Well, there's a very nice looking bear den. I don't know how comfortable that makes me feel about the campsite back there, but I don't know if you can see that, but I mean, it looks just like a cave. I expect Bigfoot to come out of there. I don't know what you can see in this light. The sun is down behind that mountain, but there's still a lot of good light. I'll probably have to pull out my headlamp at Reed's Gap. But what time is it? 8:30. So have about another 1 mile or so. Making good time. Here's that water source on gut hooks, I bet. No water down there. It's definitely a place where flash floods come through. It's a gully. All right, check back with you later. Okay, so I'm getting pretty close. It's dark. It's almost 9. There's been some ups, there's been some downs, but a minute ago I just scared a baby bear cub right in front of me on the trail up a tree, and I don't know where Mama is. I certainly hope he's not orphaned, but I also hope she was not nearby. I made a lot of noise, banged my poles together and shouted, and nobody seems to be following me. But I don't think that I am going to go back to that campsite. I don't know, maybe, but I don't know. I'm almost to the road, I can hear it. I'll cross the road, get to Reed's Gap. The section hikers told me there were some places to camp nearby, so let's hope that's true. Heard something back there, but nothing is following me, so I'll catch up with you guys in a minute. All right, here we are, Blue Ridge Parkway, and I forget what overlook this is, but it is an overlook. You can't camp here within sight of the Blue Ridge Parkway. There's some houses up at Wintergreen. Oh, that wind feels awesome. So I guess this is the Three Ridges overlook. Might as well go see it. Three Ridges is the mountain we're not climbing today or tomorrow, but which I have climbed. Doesn't seem so difficult, especially when you're first starting out in the day, but the thought of that right now terrifies me. So that's Three Ridges, and this is the Three Ridges Mountain overlook. I guess we're looking south, huh? All right, let's continue down the trail. We're almost to Reed's Gap. It is 9 o'clock, 8:58. I'll see you at Reed's Gap, unless there's something else interesting like another bear. All right, I don't know what you can see, if anything. It's 9:08, and this is Reed's Gap. There's the parking area, car driving by. I've parked there before, and I've walked the Appalachian Trail from here down to Harper's Creek Shelter and where the Malhar Trail intersects with the AT down there. So my footprints are officially linked up here. I just don't know where to camp. I mean, these great meadows, but I don't think that's a good idea, so let me figure it out. The next shelter is not far. I saw 0 campsites between the one where I wanted to camp, the closest one, and this place. And the baby bear that went up the tree is between that campsite and me. And I just don't want to walk that mile and a half back. I'm not going to go all the way to the other shelter, the next shelter. Although it's not that far, it's probably a mile and a half. But I know that there are a number of campsites on the way there. So I'm going to walk up here, past this pasture, into the woods, and see what campsites are on this side. Hopefully I won't have to walk more than 5 minutes or so. It was 9:08 when I got to Reed's Gap. I got my headlamp, and it's 9:15 right now, so let's see what we can do. Not sure if you can see me, but I'm camped in a probably quasi-legal location. I'm not within the sight of the road. I'm right off the trail in the woods. And plan to get up at 4 and get out of here. But I'm near Reed's Gap, and my bear bag is hung in PCT style, but I'm not real proud of how high it is. But it's the best I can do in this location. But it's 10 o'clock and I gotta get to bed. I can't walk anymore, and if I go back in the other direction, there's nowhere to camp. So I will talk to you guys in the morning. Alright, okay, well it's about 4:17 in the morning, and packed up camp. I got up at 4. It only took me about 10-15 minutes to pack up camp. I haven't eaten yet, but I'm going to go up to the wayside and eat, which is just right up here. The overlook, Three Ridges Overlook. So I'm going to go eat and then hit the trail for about 4 miles, hopefully in the dark. But it'll hopefully it'll get lighter soon. Slept pretty well last night, but I did wake up at 3 and couldn't go back to sleep. I guess that's enough sleep for me. I'm pretty amazed at how naive I was about thinking I could get back to some of those other campsites so late last night. There's no way I could have gotten back to any of the ones I saw, except maybe the one that was a mile away where the bear was. So in any event, I'm on the trail and I'll check back in with you guys soon. The bear, it's about 4:55, so it's been almost 40 minutes and here's that campsite. So all that time I wasted last night worrying about coming back and looking around for a campsite. I could have just hiked back and probably gotten to bed about the same time. 10 o'clock, 10 after 10 is when I had the tent set up. But I couldn't screw up the courage to walk back down that trail, down this trail, with that potential of that bear or a mama bear looking for her cub. So anyway, no signs of the bear this morning. I don't know if I mentioned it's June 29th. So it's almost 5 o'clock. It's getting light over there. Should be light soon. Although with the mountain it may take a little extra time to get light. It's a really nice breeze. I'm sweating, but not too bad. The breeze feels pretty good. It's not humid. So it's probably 2 more miles now to the intersection of the AT and the Blue Ridge Parkway again. That's where we saw those condos at Wintergreen. So after that, I think it's only about 7 miles. We should be there in no time. All right, check in with you later. My water bottle here is a pretty good water source. It's running, flowing really nicely. So I was able to use my Sawyer squeeze. It's really getting light over there. My headlamp is starting to not be very effective. So 5:25, we'll keep pushing on. We should be at Cedar Cliffs very soon. All right, it's exactly 6 o'clock, 6:02. And I'm finally at Cedar Cliff. If it's 4.2 miles to the parking area here, then it's taken me a long time to cover these miles. It's been very rocky. So take a quick break up here and eat the breakfast I haven't had yet, and then we'll head on. It's like the sunrise over there. Very cool, beautiful. All right, it's 6:15 in the morning, 6:19. I'm at the Dripping Rock parking area, and so we're gonna continue on up. Should have about 7 more miles, and we've got to go up Humpback Mountain now. So up there and then down. If I need to save time, I can cut off maybe a couple miles by heading down the Humpback Rock Blue Blaze Trail or side trail, the one that goes straight to the parking lot from Humpback Rocks, from that overlook. All right, time to push up this mountain. Talk to you later. Almost 6:50. I'm almost to the top of Humpback. It's probably another mile and a half, maybe. But I've done most of the climbing. There's some ups and downs. Past 3 groups of 2 that were tenting, 2 tents each. So there's some pretty good campsites all around here, and even some empty ones. I don't know what I was thinking that I could make it back here last night to camp at one of these campsites. I mean, just goes to show you how I really don't understand the distances and how quickly I can cover them and all that. But it's been a good experience. It's probably the farthest that I've hiked on my own by myself. 16 miles. That may be the farthest that I've backpacked in a day. I'm not 100% sure about that. We went a long way one day last year in New Mexico. Anyway, almost down. We had to go up all these steps back there to get up Humpback. It was unbelievable. Now we're going down the steps. We're in a little valley and we're gonna head up. I think we got 2 more ups, and I think there's a view that we saw before. I don't know how much I'm gonna film. I'll try to get little bits and pieces, but we've already seen all this. So anyway, if I think of something else, I'll get back with you, and if there's something to show you, I'll be back. Wintergreen Overlook. I was eyeing the campsites here last night. It's taken me 3 hours to get here from Reed's Gap. Reed's Gap is over on the other side of that ski resort. So I've walked all the way around that ski resort today, all the way around here and up. So one more little peak and I'll be at the top of Humpback. Hope it's not much further. Some cool campsites up here. All right, beautiful. Trail goes this way. Yeah, there's a blaze. All right, see you in a bit. 7:36, we're on top of Humpback Mountain. I guess this is the campsite area. It's not, haven't been used in a while. I think people are hustling from here to get to Waynesboro, so they don't want to camp. And they probably have just been at the brewery, so this is just a pass through from Reed's Gap to Waynesboro, but we saw some people camping from last night. So all right, we're heading on down, see what we can do. It's about 8 o'clock, back at Humpback Rocks side trail, which I'm going to skip today, and I got 3 miles. Hopefully we'll be there around 9 or 9:15 maybe, back to the intersection where I left the trail magic. So let's head down the AT. I could take the trail back to the parking lot from up there. I think it's more direct, but I've got plenty of time, so I was going to do that if I needed to make up time. But it's all downhill, so I'm moving fairly fast. My feet are hurting, definitely. These shoes just aren't cutting it on these rocks. I really should have probably brought the Mohabs, the Merrells. I've got boots and shoes, and I probably should have brought the shoes at least. As the soles are a little more substantial. These are great trail runners, but I don't know. I've hiked in them a lot, but not this far. All right, talk to you later. Heading up this nasty rocky road. Like, they send the AT down to it. And whoops, they sent you down too far, so now you gotta come up this road instead of sending the AT to like right here. But here we are back. Almost, it's 9:15, so it's almost exactly 5 hours from when I left this morning. That's much better than I thought. I thought I'd get here at 10, so maybe I was going a little faster than I thought. Maybe these mileages aren't right. Anyway, here's the trail magic. That's nice. Someone put thanks there. You're welcome, guys. I'm gonna leave everything out except the cooler, and hope everyone will enjoy. And then I'm gonna head out of here and try to rest my feet, which are killing me. All right, talk to you later, and try to make one trip up here instead of two, so that this is a 0.25 mile trail. Anyway, I'll talk to you from the parking lot. Well, it's a gorgeous day, and I'm at the parking lot now of Humpback Rocks. So I just came up the trail here, so I'm gonna head out. But the trail is beating me up pretty good. But it was just an awesome trip, and I can see why people quit the trail when they're through hiking. But I'm definitely looking forward to getting back out here. But I'm glad that I get to go rest right now, that's for sure. So thanks for watching. Bye.